Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Nama saya Muhammad Faiz bin Malik, metric number 271382. I want to talk about electric current. Electric charge in a conductor is carried by subatom participle, electron and ion. Electron carry negative charge and ion could be positive or negative charge. Unit of electric charge is coulomb. It is a charge passing through any point in a circuit when a steady current of 1 ampere maintained for 1 second. Charge and current. There is a link between charge and current. The current is flow of charge in conductor in 1 second. For example, in 1 coulomb of charge is placed in a copper wire in 1 second, then it means that the current is 1 ampere. In electric circuit, for the current to flow, it must have a complete path of conductor. This complete path is called circuit. For example, copper wire which conductor are used to connect lamp in a circuit to complete the path for the flow electron. The battery is also attached to the circuit to push the electron around. To draw the complete path of flow of electron on a paper, we use circuit diagram with symbol for every part of the circuit. The series and parallel circuit. There are two different ways of circuit of connecting resistor to the same battery. This circuit are called series and parallel circuit. A series circuit is a circuit in which resistors are arranged in a chain, so the current have only one path to take, and the current is same through each resistor in series circuit. The total resistance of the circuit is found by simple addition. In parallel circuit, the total current is the sum of individual current in each resistor, and voltage in each resistor remain the same across each other. Therefore, the voltmeter is parallel circuit is always connected in parallel with other resistance, and the combined resistance of all the resistance is less than the individual resistance. That's all for me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurul Faizah binti Ahmad Zainuddin. My metric number is 269634. I will continue my part, which is direct and alternating currents. The electrons constantly flowing around the circuit from the negative terminal of the battery to the positive terminal produce a direct current. All batteries produce direct current. In the mains electricity at homes, the electrons in the circuit move backwards and forwards 15 and 16 times in 1 second. This kind of current is called alternating current. The main advantage of using alternating current over direct current is it can be transmitted from power station to our homes at very high voltage, which is reduce the amount of energy that is lost during the transmission. Next is action and use of various circuit components. Variable resistor or rheostat. Resistors are specially made to provide resistance. In simple circuit, they reduce the amount of current. Hence, if the voltage is constant in the circuit, then next, I will talk about unit of resistance is ohms. Resistors can have value from a few hundred ohms to several millions ohm. In a variable resistor, the value of the resistance can be adjusted from 0 to its maximums value by sliding the bar so that the current passes through a whole resistance wire. The diagram above is a simple variable resistor used in school laboratory. In light dimmers, they used to control the brightness of the light, and in hi-fi equipment, circular variable resistors are used as volume control. The resistance equation can be written as like that. Consider the example of use of variable resistor to control the speed of an electric motor. If the motor is 24 volt, 12 ohms, battery with a voltage of 24. The variable resistor is set at 0 ohms. Then the potential difference across the motor will be 24 voltage and the motor will run at full speed. The resistance of whole circuit is 12 ohms like this, and the current through the motor is 2.08. Now, if the resistance of variable resistor is set at 12 ohm, then the total resistance of the circuit will be like this, and the current through the motor will have half and the motor will run slower. Okay, the last that I will talk is potentiometer or potential divider. Potential divider is simply a variable resistors used as a potential divider in which all three terminals are connected. This arrangement is normally used to change voltage, for example, to change the brightness of the lamp, or control volume loudness in hi-fi amplifier circuits. A potential or voltage divider is made up of two resistors. The output voltage from a potential divider will be a proportion of the input voltage and is determined by the resistor values. In the arrangement of the circuits in the diagram, the value of voltage 2 can be determined by the formula like this. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Thermistor. A thermistor is a head which is change its resistance with the change of temperature around it. Thermistor decrease as the temperature increase, which is reverse to the normal conductor. For example, IC water has 0 Celsius has right resistance about 12 K. Thermistor is called input transducer, which it means it changes resistor with the change in environment. LDR. An LDR is a light sensor which changes its resistance with the brightness of light around it. It is made from cadmium sulfide compound CDS, and its resistance decreases as the brightness of light falling on the LDR increase. LDR is also called input transducer. It means it changes resistance with the change in environment. Capacitor. The capacitor is used to store electric charge. A basic capacitor is made up of two conductors separated by an insulator or disc or electric material. The dielectric can be made of paper, plastic, ceramic, glass, and others. When the terminals of a capacitor are connected with the battery, the capacitor will become charged and store energy. Charging of capacitor. When the battery is connected with positive and negative terminal of the capacitor, the positive terminal of the battery will attract electrons from the one plate and negative terminal repel electrons from other plate. The positive ion pile up on the plate when negative terminal of the battery is connected, and same as the negative ion at the positive terminal. Initially, the potential difference across the capacitor is 0V, and the force the resistor. As the capacitor's torque change, the potential across the resistor increase and reach the maximum value of 9V. When the capacitor is full charge, across the capacitor will be 9V, and PD across the resistor will be 0V, and the current will stop flowing. Discharging. When the charged capacitor is connected to a resistor or a lamp and switch is closed, and the resistor or lamp will have 9V of PD across it, and it will be at maximum brightness as the current flow out of the capacitor. Since the capacitor is discharging, the voltage across the capacitor will gradually drop, and the lamp will get dimmer and dimmer until the current stops completely.
Hi, my name is Latifah binti Abdul Razak. My metric number is 270208. I will continue my part, which is time delay circuit. Time delay circuit. The capacitor can be used in time delay circuit. In this circuit, when the switch is closed, PD across the capacitor C will increase from 0 to its maximum value during charging. If the output is connected to a relay or any other device that operates when the output voltage reaches, say, at 3V, then there will be a time delay between the switch closing and device operating. This delay could be fraction of second or many minutes depending on the resistance of R1 and value of capacitor C. Relay. A relay is a switch operated by an electromagnet. With a relay, a small switch with thin wires, low voltage battery, and an electromagnet can be used to turn on or off the currents in a much more powerful circuit. In the diagram, when the switch S is closed, the current flows through the solenoid. This pulls the iron armature towards it, which closes the contact. As a result, a current flows through the circuit XY. These are two types of relays, normally open relay and normally closed relay. Diodes. The diode is a special device that allows the current to pass only in one direction. Diode as rectifier. Diodes can be used to change alternating current to direct current. This process is called rectification, and diodes that do that is called rectifier. A simple rectifier circuit is shown in the figure. The diode lets the positive part of alternating current to pass through but blocks the negative part. So, the current in the circuit only flows in one direction. Transistor. Transistors are used for very fast switching and amplifying signals. Most are made from specially treated crystals of silicon. Most of the electronic circuits and processor of a computer contains millions of them. It is the building blocks of electronics. Normally, transistors have 3 wires coming out of it. They call emitter, base, and collector. Next is transistor as a switch. In transistor, there are really two circuits. One is the collector emitter circuit, which is the main circuit, and other is the base emitter circuit, which is used for switching the transistor on and off. In transistor, the small base current controls much larger current collector current. When the circuit is connected using collector emitter, no current will pass through the circuit since base will work as a barrier in passing the current when no PD applied to the base emitter. transistors have many advantages over other electrically operated switches such as relays. They are small, cheap, reliable, have not moving parts, their life is almost indefinite in a well-designed circuit, and they can switch on n of millions times a second. LDR, light-dependent switch using transistor. In light-operated circuit, the LDR is the part of potential divider. The lamp comes on when the LDR is in dark. At this time, the current through BE circuit is less than the current through resistance R, due more of the battery PD. Thermistor, temperature control switch using transistor. When the temperature of the thermistor rises, its resistance decreases and a larger fraction of the SiC V supply is dropped across R. The base emitter increases, which allows the current through collector emitter. This small amount of current drives the relay, which completes the electrical buzzer and buzzering.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good morning Dr. and my fellow friend. My name is Zulaika Mati Sukri. My number is 269 I am from group 4. Today I would like to present about electricity at home. In our chapter we have learned about electrical circuit. So when we learn about electrical, we have to know about electricity at home. At home we have a 3 main wire running in parallel in every electrical circuit. We have line wire, neutral wire, and earth wire. Okay, first we look at line wire. Line wire, they have a red or brown color, and they have current. And for neutral wire, they has a black or blue color, that no current. And lastly, for earth wire, there is a green and yellow color, and also that has a no current. Okay, let's see what a function of electricity in home. First we look at the earth wire is for safety precaution to prevent electric shock should be applied in develop a fault. And then each circuit is connected in parallel with the supply, receiving the full potential difference of 230 volts, and all switch and push are connected in the line wire. In starter circuit, a single light is connected with two-way switch. And then we look at the ordinary socket in home wire is rated at maximum of 13 ampere current. And then we look at the modern form of view is called circuit breaker. It contains an electromagnet which break the circuit when the current exceeds the rate value of the current breaker to prevent future increase of circuit to the circuit. They operate much faster and can be reset by pressing a button. Kilowatt hour is the unit we use to measure the amount of electrical energy used in home appliances. Instead of using ammeter and voltmeter to measure electrical energy transferred by an appliance, joulemeter can be used to obtain directly in joules. When we learn about electricity at home, we should know about the danger of electricity to keep us safe at home. We have electric shock and fire risk. And for electric shock, this happens if current flow from an electric circuit through a person body to earth. This happens if there is a damaged insulation of the wire, and the resistance of dry human body is 10,000 ohm meter, and when it is wet in 1,000 ohm meter. Lower the resistance of a body, higher the current through the body, and also the dark condition also increase the severity of electric shock. Next, we look at the fire risk. It happens if the heating appliance placed close to the electrical wire string or too much current pass through the electrical wires. which causing overheating. To reduce the risk of the fire due to overheating of electrical wires, the maximum current in cable should be below or under the maximum rating of the wires. Next, we look at the digital electronic. They have an analog signal and digital signal. First, we look at analog signal. These are the analog signal. These are usually older electronic gadget that is have before 1990. Analog system handle information which is represented by continuous change and flow such as voltage and current. Analog devices have die and sliding mechanism. Analog signal also access loss and stream of signal while making copy of after long time. A good example of analog system is the loudspeaker or a stereo system. And when the volume is turned up, the sound increases slowly and constantly. And then the other example of analog system include all radios, megaphone, and the volume control on all telephone handset. And that we look at digital signal. This digital signals is represent the data in discrete unit. These are the binary digit from 1 and 0. There is a modern electronic product such as computer and mobile phone depend on digital signal. There's also digital circuits are the most common mathematical representation of Boolean algebra and are the basis of all digital computer. In most cases, the number of states is 2, and these states are represented by 2 voltage levels. On one near to 0 volt and one at a higher level depending on the supply voltage in use. These two levels are often represented as low and high. A good example of a digital signal is Morse code. The signal is sent as a series of on and off pulses, and the signal is either present or is it not. Okay, lastly we look at the logic gate. A logic gate are an elementary building block of a digital circuit. They are the complex circuitry of number of transitor and resistor. Most logic gates have 2 input and 1 output. At any given moment, every terminal is in 1 and 2 binary condition. Low min is 0 and high is 1, represented by different voltage level. In most logic gate, the low state is approximately 0 volt, and while the higher state of arrangement is 5 volt positive. They have a 5 type of logic gate, that is AND gate, OR gate, NOT gate, NAND gate, and the last is NOR gate. Thank you for listening.